The Switch 2 era is here, and with it comes all the hopes and dreams for the future of Nintendo. Even though some may be confused by the 2 in the box, the generation has begun. And as we sit there in that weird waiting time after the launch of the console, it's usually due to the lack of games releasing on day one, but you could just be like me, have a mini heart attack that you spent this much money and really only have Mario Kart to play, and you've played that 1,000 times, and the only addition really is lackluster open world that should have had a story. This is usually a time we play older games and poke the console with a stick. Come on, do something. Welcome back to the Mumbling Gamer. On today's Mumble, we say hello to the Switch 2. Put into the universe some games I want on the Switch 2, and maybe complain about one thing about the last generation of Switch, now called the Switch 1. But before that, remember to like and subscribe for future mumbles, so let's mumble about it. Okay, so there's one rule here. I have to own the game either physically or digitally, with one exception, as I can't find it. Okay, we're going to start with the weirdest one, as I kind of miss this series. Even though the franchise went through a little bit of rough patch.
You left us in the hands of him!
But seemingly saved by THQ.
But you were dead.
My death was greatly exaggerated.
We obviously talk about the Splitter of Time, Time Splitters, a game that you could see be the next Doom type reboot if done right in the future. I don't want to go into a whole mumble about that, but I will maybe make a whole YouTube short, as I have gone down a massive rabbit hole of Time Splitters as I kind of got back into it after thinking about it coming to Switch. Looking at Time Splitters, it has a special place in my timeline, as it was round about the time when I first played it is when I was swapping out the little, you know, the case things, the pieces of paper that goes in them, swapping them out for different aged games so I could play it when I was younger without anyone knowing, and kind of steal it as well. Didn't realise I was actually stealing the game, giving them an old game they didn't want to play. I never got caught. The Switch generation does also have a special place in a lot of people's timeline, so the Switch 2 feels like it needs that extra step forward in this kind of genre as well. It feels like all the big three have most of the genres covered. Nintendo has this special feeling of characters and genres, that relationship they have, but in a way Nintendo is still missing that first-person shooter genre. Well, there's a little game that could change that with something special from THQ. With their track record of returning old school fan favourites, a first person shooter with personality style of Time Splitters could be perfect for Switch 2, and exciting. Not all of us just wait for Metroid 4, we need a little more for these first person shooters. On the Switch I can never play Call of Duty, and Doom really is never going to be played on a Switch. It's always going to be played on the bigger console, but Time Splitters just smells like a Switch 2 game. Then we go to maybe the most annoying part of the Switch 1 generation, what could easily be fixed. Mario All-Stars is one of the biggest blips of the whole generation before it, that now we can call it the Switch 1. It was really out of character for Nintendo with them releasing a timed exclusive game. If Xbox or PlayStation did this, it would be a massive no-no. This is like Jar Jar Binks turning to the dark side.
These are going to hurt you, sir.
Oh, that also happened. What's a character that's nice that never turned evil? This was like Bluey turning to the dark side. This dog can't do anything wrong. Okay? Okay. If you look at the market for reselling, Nintendo's products are the most expensive. If you're a GameCube collector, you better get a second mortgage. That's all I'm gonna say.
Pretty impressive, am I right?
I remember when $1,000 was stupidly expensive before it released, and now that Mario All-Stars is creeping up to that price.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
They are putting the best Mario game on the Switch Online with the GameCube edition. I'd be kind of surprised if they started to port the Galaxy games, and Mario 64 is already there. So that means for the sales standpoint, just basically releasing a Switch 2 version, but could have just had the same price of the console, would it be great. I actually didn't open mine because I have a problem.
Oh, that's great. Let's open it up and put him in there.
Oh, good Lord, no!
And I wanted a second one, but I didn't feel right buying a second one. It is kind of like putting a plaster on the wound of the Switch generation, but I do think this wound only really needs a plaster. In the current age, we all have them games that have been lost to time. Watch my Final Fantasy video for more information on that. Another like that though would be the Metal Gear Solid series. A series that is truly trying to claw its way back into being liked. Still, I have a special feeling for this game series due to when I was playing through the whole series from 1 to 5, I didn't know anything about the chaos happening behind the scenes. When I finished 5 like a year later, I was hoping for the 6th game. Now though we do have 1, 2 and 3, not the original Pixel games though, what does still annoy me, I think it is time now for Metal Gear 4 to pop up in places, and I think the Switch 2 could be an amazing place to play this game, as I don't think it's ever been on handheld before. Also, if I have one of the games on that console, I want the whole series on that console. That single Metroid Dread remaster haunts my nightmares. I also kind of think Metal Gear 4 is slightly underrated. From its solid story, gameplay, easily one of the best boss fights ever. Check my video about boss fights to see my opinion on that. It's maybe one of my 3 desert island games. Making it very close to my heart, but not as close as this one. Some people say I make these videos just to talk about Kingdom of Hearts, and you know what I say to them people? Hey. And if you are saying, oh, Kingdom of Hearts is on Switch, no, the cloud does not count. In my headcanon, there is only one Kingdom of Hearts game officially on Switch, and that is the music one. What was actually pretty fun, I kind of miss Kingdom of Hearts spin-offs, but I do need the whole series in a case. I need this to be a thing, even though I know the second round of this will still have a massive monkey paw moment in it. With Nintendo not very much known for releasing like collective editions or anything along them, as we just mentioned, All Stars was not a good idea, and they released that as a kind of a collective edition, and it was weird. I didn't like it. It feels like they could announce it and I could leap out of my seat for joy, and then BAM!
This is unbelievable! What's that?
But she needs it. It's my precious.
Sorry about that, had something in my throat. In my eyes, you could release these in 3 separate games, like the original remasters. We could have 1.5, 2.5, and I suppose we can also have 3. You can skip 2.8. I'm not pushing it. God, do you remember when Kingdom of Hearts actually released games? Them were the days. I'm just realizing these games are really just my favorite video game franchises. And here's another one. Fable is a game I currently look at and think of a lost art of a game. This is the game that Final Fantasy wants to be now. Check my video out on Final Fantasy, by the way, and when you're there, why not subscribe and join the Rambling Brood? Join us.
You great big Balverin turd!
Now that the tea has been spilt, there's not many games I worry about when announced. I would say Fable might be one of the best RPGs I've played. The world is so well built, mostly, and the gameplay is just plain fun. Alongside that, it's maybe one of the best written funny games out there, and that is probably mostly due to the British humour.
We can't possibly do that. Who'd clear up the mess?
It's truly something special, and it's on Game Pass, but if you're watching this thinking, but why the Switch? This one is truly down to the fact that I just want to replay it in bed. There is no other reason why I really want this again. I don't even own physical on Xbox. I just think it's a missing gem. There's no other reason why I don't even own it physically on the current Xbox. I technically do own it digitally, so this still counts as one I can say. I just think it's a massive gem for the Switch that just needs to be unleashed onto Nintendo. Actually, give me some Nintendo-inspired items like the Super Mushroom, a Bow of Ganon. Yeah, that's it. Just a couple of themed items would be funny. Another bed-playing game is Baldur's Gate 3. Originally, I was going to put the whole Baldur's Gate series on it, but a little bit of research realised that Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were already on the Switch. So this video is going to be a bit late, so TBA on the actual release of this video. Okay, bye. Fine, I'll finish the video before I start playing it. Over the past month, Baldur's Gate has taken over my life again. I put it down, but the dark urge drawed me back to it. I lost like a month now playing it, and it's probably made this video late, and I think I am still technically on Act 1. Already I have the game on PlayStation and PC, but I need this on Switch, so I can play it everywhere. And when it happens, I'm going to use that cardboard Lobo strap thing, strap it to my face and play it 24/7. I have a rule for this game, I don't recommend it to everyone. I did once, well, and it didn't work out well.
Good God, man, what happened to you?
And now I want to make it worse. I want to play at any point at any time. And you know what? I'll start a second life in Baldur's Gate 3 as well and start a new Nintendo-themed player called, well, Zelda, obviously. I do think Baldur's Gate 3 could have probably released on Switch 1, but it would have looked like mud. And on Switch 2, I think it could look like the current generations of Baldur's Gate on PlayStation 3, what I play on. No, not PC. PlayStation 4. Did I say PlayStation 3? PlayStation 5. 4? PlayStation 5. I play it on PlayStation 5, okay? Let's just get to the next one. It's a weird one. Okay, I want to buy Smash Bros. Again. Don't look at me like that. I want a special edition with all the characters on it, with whatever kind of graphics upgrade the Switch 2 has. I just think it would work so well as a special edition. I know they're doing all them little upgrade things, but this could just have all the bells and whistles of a special edition. A special amiibo, anything. Just give me that special edition of Smash Bros. On the Switch 2. Then if it sells well, maybe we can add some more content. I don't need characters, maybe just a little bit here and there, because I think we're just not going to see Smash for like 6 years. And I think a kind of special edition could give like a Mario 9 feel of keeping the game alive for a stupid amount of time feeling. It's just a simple wish that special edition of Smash Bros. Could sell like smash cakes. Okay, I need to do a little prayer to the platforming gods here, okay? Just 1 second. Almighty platforming gods, grant me this wish. When I look into the ethos of video games, as I do to find these video ideas, there is always one little game floating about, and it's no other than Ape Escape, the forgotten god. And as we know, apes together strong, so remember to subscribe. This might happen. Actually, can we, whoever owns the rights, maybe PlayStation, just sell Ape Escape to Nintendo, please? Back in the day, we had Crash Guys, and you had Spyro Girls, but you had the weird Ape Escape kids, and that was me. Truly, one of the main reasons I want to rebuy this for the Switch 2 is down to the fact it could just be perfect for the Switch, and it makes me die a happy man. Even though I could have played all these on PlayStation, I just need a proper re-release of this game on consoles that isn't this. Ape Escape to me is just one of them series that needs a bit of life. Who doesn't like evil monkeys that are cute AF? Astrobot can go to hell, apes are the best. I would sell Astrobot to the devil just to have more Ape Escape. And they copied the whole thing. They copied the whole thing. Astrobot is just an Ape Escape clone, okay? They ruined it. Monkeys are cuter than Astrobots. Or bots. What are they called? Bots? They're just cuter. Bring back Ape Escape. Let's do a little roundup. We've had some classic games, some first-person shooters, old school ones, some weird ports, I would say. And when I'm trying to figure out the last two, remember to subscribe if you're annoying. Well, I actually put that into a script. I actually put subscribed if you're annoyed if you're in a script. This is what happens when I write a script at half 12 in the morning watching Critical Role. Okay, I am stalling for number 9. But number 9. Okay, it's time to go a bit darker. Let's bring the mood down. What do you think when I say zombies? Do you think of The Last of Us? But when you think older, bigger universe, weirder, you think
Resident Evil.
I have a weird thing with Resident Evil. I down it like melon liqueur. Even though Resident Evil 6, I kinda liked it. There is one I won't touch, even with a cut off arm. It's Resident Evil 7. It's too scary. One day I will finally play it, but I nearly played all of them apart from that, and weirdly enough, mostly on Switch. Apart from the remakes and what I played on PS5. Even though I know that most of these are already on the Switch, I will not touch them in the cloud. My internet isn't amazing, and I want to at least download my game onto the console. Like, that is my bottom line to buying a game. If they do this, if they release these games on cartridge or at least download for the Switch 2, I will finally play Resident Evil 7. No one will remember that, will they? And the final, I 100% know that all these games could be on the Switch 1 probably, but they definitely could be on the Switch 2 because the biggest game in the series is coming to the Switch. Well, the biggest game from the developer, technically. The completionist in me, can't say that anymore. The collector in me wants all of these games. The fact that we only have Dark Souls 1 out of the FromSoft roster is a dark dot on my soul. They are making a literal exclusive for the Switch called Dustbloods. Elden Ring has been confirmed, but give me Dark Souls 2. Actually, I'd be happy with just Dark Souls 3 and Demon Souls. I don't need a big realistic release. What released on PS5? I just need that filthy little grimy one from the PS3. I would love Sekiro Die Twice, my favorite FromSoft game, but I'm not asking for miracles. You could even ask for Bloodborne on the Switch, but that's like asking a stone to bleed. Can we just go with the trend of when you release one game, you have to release the whole series? Like, legally, if you don't like make the whole series onto the console you put one of the ports on, legally after 5 years you can't make another game. Okay? Okay, with that, that's it for this Mumble. What do you think? Would you rebuy any of these games on this list, or would you not bother? Comment below your thoughts, like, and subscribe for future Mumbles, and remember to subscribe to join the Rambling Brood, and also check the links below to support the channel. And that's it for this Mumble. Remember to like and subscribe for future Mumbles, and I will see you on the next Mumble. The Brood, the Rambling Brood, that's what it's called. That's what it's called, not the other thing I said before. It's the Rambling Brood.